scary.
Seinfuck.
You guys' living complexes ever throw anything like a block party or a pool party or something like that?
My building's like weirdly antisocial in the sense that like
It's a modern apartment building.
yeah, like they don't really host anything. There's no like social committee or anything. But like the thing is, I live right by this like plaza, and then there's a lot of things that happen in the plaza. So I feel like I'm like usually like, you know, movie night at the plaza, or like, hey, they're like city events. They're not even.
And I don't think any of the people who do it actually live in this area. I think they're just kind of like bust in or something.
Well, these things fucking pissed me off, to be honest with you, because they were having a pool party in my complex not too long ago. And I'm just chilling out. It's Saturday. And I had plans that day, so it doesn't go on too long, but I hear bass music thumping.
Ooh.
It was going on throughout the whole complex. I'm walking my dog. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I look down the block. There's a fucking DJ at the pool. And they got a fucking pool party going on, playing like uncensored Little John lyrics and shit.
And they hired a DJ.
They hired a DJ. They have an open bar. And it's like, I get what you're trying to do, but
don't.
we live like on a dirt road that's next to suburbs, you know, like you shouldn't be throwing these epic pool parties. First of all, because they'll be underattended. Everyone who lives in a modern apartment complex just wants to be left alone. Mm-hmm. And B, because no one uses the pool except for families. And if you brought your kid to the pool, they pissed in it.
I don't even want to think about the statistics about people peeing in pools. It's everywhere. Everyone fucking pees in pools, and it pisses me off.
It pisses me off too. But you know that smell of a public pool? Apparently that's not chlorine. That's like how the piss interacts with the water.
With chlorine.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. It's weird because I grew up with like pools, like at my house and stuff. And it's like the one thing I've never done is piss in a pool, because like I was trained so young to be like, you don't piss in the pool. You piss in the bushes beside the pool.
You don't shit where you eat.
Exactly. It was basically that mentality, except it was like, if you're going to take a piss, like go to the bushes at least beside the pool. Like they were like, you don't have to get to the toilet. Although I think my mom wanted us to get to the toilet. It was like, well, just don't go in the pool. And so now, like, I think it's crazy that people are like, they go into public pools with the mindset of being like, if I got to do it, I got to do it.
Growing up, we had a pool, when we had first got like a larger place out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in Arizona. And then in high school, there was a pool. One of the things that we just did, like you said, you'd get out of the pool and you'd piss in the bushes. But since there were like coyotes and we didn't want our cats to get killed, we didn't want anything like that, you'd piss along the fence, because that's what you would be told. To be like, well, coyotes hate human piss, and it made no fucking sense. And I think it is ultimately just a ploy so we didn't piss in the pool. We was like, do That's your part, little Johnny. Piss on the fence and keep the coyotes away.
Coyotes experts, write us in. Is that true? How funny would that be if it wasn't? Thank you for your time.
I love the idea. You're just like, if you got like, coyotes don't really attack people. Like they're very like kind of scared of people. There's been like one coyote like death in terms of a human dying from.
And they're usually like old people or people who were like hurt already and just like, oh, he broke his ankle in the middle of nowhere and was eaten by coyotes.
Yeah, like that one. It's just like, okay, so you were probably already dead from something else. Mm-hmm. But I like day if you ever got swarmed by coyotes, that it would be like, whip out your dick and start pissing and start spraying.
Start pissing, shit boy, because otherwise you're getting eaten.
Yeah, you have an outdoor cat. You're like, hey, I just want you to be safe. You just piss on the cat.
Piss on Snowball.
I'm sorry, but you know I have to do this.
This is for your own good.
This is for your survival.
The interrogative look as it stares up at you. Why?
Why, Father?
Why do you discolor my perfect hair? Cats would remember that shit. Cats and pigs I fear the most because of their memories.
Not elephants?
When am I going to come in contact with an elephant? My African safari is not until far into my 50s.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw an elephant in person once. Not at a zoo. It was. It was in Thailand.
Was it a conflict-free elephant?
I'm going to make the assumption it's not, but it was weird. I was a kid when I was a really small kid when I was like 6 or 7. My parents. This was just before the divorce. They took my brother and I to Thailand.
So they were still pretending to be happy.
Yeah, this was like
Thailand was a choice.
This is the last.
Thailand was a choice. Probably not a good one, if we're going to be honest, for what happened there.
Yeah, this was the last dance of their marriage.
The last waltz, yeah.
Yeah, this is the last waltz.
They tried something.
They were trying.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing.
Was there ever a night that you just your mom and your dad left you and your brother alone?
Daddy, you're going out tonight.
Well, they left. They put
the hotel room, so figure it out.
I think I was
figure it out. Here's $300.
Yeah, no, I mean, at one point we were sent. I believe I don't know if my mom was there or not. She might have been, but like I very distinctly remember this. And I don't have like a ton of memories from that time, but like I remember being sent with my brother to watch like a live show in which people like wrestled alligators. And it would be like people with like doing stuff with alligators. It was like one of those alligator shows.
Yeah, those things, those alligator shows we all hear about.
Well, in Thailand. It was like a thing where people would like, like you'd watch like a little men run across the tops of alligators. And so like I distinctly, but I don't remember if I went with my parents or if they had like hired someone to be like, just take them to the alligator show. Yeah, because they have like alligator farms. So like that's the other thing where I go like, was I at an alligator farm? And then I assumed it was a show.
You were just at the exhibit part of the alligator farm.
I don't think I was in an exhibit.
What part of East Asia do they have the cobra farms in? You've seen the videos. I know it's like an Asian country. Yeah, where he smacks the cobra on the head. It looks like Nepal or something.
No, I think it might be Pakistan. Is it Pakistan?
It might be Pakistan. That would make sense.
I don't think Pakistanis typically dress like that.
It is also. I looked up Cobra Show. It says Thailand as well.
But there's also says Vietnam.
Vietnam is a likely culprit as well. The Vietnamese get up to some very shenanigan-like things. Very shenaniganish.
I'm fairly confident that one of my first memories of like in that age range of like being 6 or 7, like in terms of traveling, is a small man who was running across the tops of these alligators.
Like a little person or a small man?
I can't remember. I don't know.
That seems like a pretty...
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be honest.
Your parents are having you at 6 years old watching little people, dwarfs.
Actually, I think I might have
across the tops of alligators. We really gotta like go down the rabbit hole.
I actually think it might have been a little person, like because my dad
was it a full-size alligator.
Yes.
Do you remember the alligator's name?
I do not. I don't think they had names. I think they were going through alligators the whole time. Yeah,
there was just like probably a giant swamp of like 50 of them.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Just very close, all in close quarters.
This sounds worse and worse the more you describe it.
Because here's the thing. The reason I believe it might have been a little person is because my dad had this obsession for a while about
little people?
Little people, like little people bowling was what he called it, which was that.
Dude.
Or you throw a fat guy into a bunch of little people?
That's better. I like that.
That's funnier than what I believe he was.
How is that not what it is?
No, it's like you throw a little person into some pins.
Oh. Well, they don't roll. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
People don't really roll that well either.
Yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. And they do.
Yeah, I know that it's it's called dwarf tossing. That's what it was.
Dude.
Like he was like that was like in terms of if my dad was still alive, he'd be being like, the woke agenda has taken away one of my true passions.
Taking dwarf tossing from the Olympics.
A true North American sport taken from us.
Any little people out there identifying as female, hit me up. It's @BuckPanic on Twitter. Pics are preferred. I will not be showing you any of me. Yes, I think you should come to my house on each other's shoulders in a trench coat. so I can disrobe you and have you both. That's
You
it.
have a disrobing fetish, but it's still
It just makes it. If it makes you feel any better, if they were regular sized women, I'd ask them to do the same thing.
Oh fuck! Oh my god!
I shouldn't say regular sized women. That implies a little woman's size isn't beautiful, which it is. I think we can all agree it is beautiful, especially when they bend over. So if you are a woman of height greater than 5 feet tall, I will also accept your application into the Trenchcoat Society, which meets at my apartment when you hit me up at Twitter. That's at ButtPanic, BuckPanic, obscene PDA. She's on the pool table type stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Interrupting someone's game. That's how I roll. That is the at BuckPanic lifestyle. Hit me up.
I think Harper's been waiting for us to dig him out of this hole, and I'm just kind of sitting back.
No, I'm very horny for little people.
I think you were going to say Mitt Romney for a second. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people were. He's a very handsome man. Do you have an impression that's specifically that, like the impression of someone just literally in your life? And not including everyone's impression of me, which does not sound like me. It just sounds like Sasha's impression of me.
No.
I did my impression of you in front of my little brother, and he told me it was fucked up.
Thank you for sticking my back. Another thing, do you think this stems from the Little Person Crocodile show or the Alligator show in some way?
I mean, it doesn't help me. Like, I feel like I don't think it's like that. I should not have been exposed to that. I don't even think my brother remembers this.
No. Largest cup size amongst women you've dated?
Where is this going?
It's all part of the evaluation. Thank you.
Fuck. Big. No.
I thought you were looking through your phone for a second. You were just
Hold on.
You have it cataloged. Fucking psycho. Skin tag on anus. Birthmark on left breast.
You're just full cataloging all the intricacies.
Probably 36 double D, maybe. I think
That's pretty good.
it's a good one. Maybe I feel like there might have been bigger, but I don't fully remember. 36K? Is that another one?
K cups are nice.
Yeah, it might be a K.
It's a K.
Titman, rise up. You have been oppressed long enough. Titman, rise up.
Yeah, I am a tit man. I will say that on the podcast.
I'm also a tit man. I'm deeply autistic and a tit man.
What are you calling me?
I'm an ass man. If I have to choose between tits or ass, I will choose ass.
Well, I suppose that makes you a filthy degenerate.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
It makes sense. Yeah. No, I mean, it's very, like.
Just makes me less wholesome, I think.
A little bit, but also it's like there's a respectfulness. It's you're more of your generation.
I'm more of my generation, so I'm more with it.
There's more holes there. I guess it would make you more wholesome.
Yeah, it's an act of rebellion.
No, I was saying you guys are more wholesome because you're part of this intricate. You're part of the cycle of life.
What does it say? It says, "Mother, to be a mother, you must have lots of milk. In big breasts, there must be." It follows more milk.
Yes.
However, McDonald's has destroyed this equation for a healthy family. McDonald's has inflated the tits of many women whose tits were once small.
Oh, man.
This fat-filled tits instead of milk-filled tits in our life.
Is there a scientist that you could do for that? Maybe like
this is a Tim
does
Robbins.
Neil deGrasse Tyson? I've been watching more Detroiters recently.
Oh yeah,
cool. I feel like people slept on Detroiters.
It's so good. It's
good. I mean the one where they're like trying to court that Motown guy into doing their commercial, but Tim Robinson doesn't want to admit he's bad at singing. It's so fucking funny. He's in the booth. He's just like, do it. Fuck. You got it. Do it. Yeah, if that guy does it.
I mean, I was just going to throw out topics there. We can talk about, Kennedy Riz. Turns out RFK Jr. was rizzing
it's
up.
so dumb.
Olivia, no, okay, pass. We'll pass on that. We can talk about one of the other things. How they're marketing people are now trying to change sodium to electrolytes. I don't know if you've noticed that.
That's so true. It is actually true. They put salt in a sports drink, and they claim it's basically electrolytes, right?
Yeah. Well, it's all because of that. Like three of the internet's most hated people amongst people who are not 12 years old are Mr. Beast,
Andrew Tate,
KSI, and Logan Paul. I guess Andrew Tate. I'm surprised Andrew Tate's
out. Prime?
No, it's about those three teamed up to make a Lunchables competitor called Lunchly, and basically everyone's all the basically so many creators are so tired of those three guys. They're just like, shut the fuck up, and they're just slamming it, and they're like. There's one guy in particular, this old Minecraft YouTuber who barely does YouTube anymore, named Dan TDM. He's he does a one man shows and sells out theaters and all that all over the world.
Good for him, I guess.
And he basically was just shitting on it on Twitter. He barely tweets out anything. He's just what happened to YouTubers what integrity, it used to be better than this, and now they're fucking hawking these shitty products to children to make a quick buck, and it triggered those three guys in a way where they keep attacking him, but every time they attack him, it just gives him more ammo to be oh, well, I'm gonna bring up this other thing, and then all these other people are defending him, but Lunchly, their idea. The pitch of it was, Lunchables hasn't had a competitor, so we're going to be the competitor. And also, we're YouTubers, so and we want to build our businesses outside of YouTube. And I'm like, you guys, Prime, first of all, sucks. And it's also apparently, it had a spike in sales, but now, a year or two later, since they launched Prime, apparently sales have cratered to, they went from, I don't know, say it was it's obviously $100 million in sales, the first year. They're down to, $5 million in sales this year. That's how big the drop was, 95%. So
I think bullying has really stepped up since we were kids, Robert.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're bullied for the same stuff now.
Okay, what are you bullied for nowadays?
I think these days you're bullied for not being Sigma, or perhaps being too Sigma. You're probably bullied if you say that Gen Z brain rot words, Gen Alpha brain rot words, I guess would be closer to the truth, right? Gen Z's, they're voting now.
Ugh.
So Gen Alpha brain rot words like skibbity or whatever aren't funny. I listen to some of these kids talk, and I must be getting old, man. It just sucks. It just sucks to not be able to understand what they mean. They're just like, gang has no friends, and you're just like, who's gang, man? And you don't have a gang, you're a 13-year-old white boy named Trevor. What gang? The KKK?
I mean, granted, 13-year-old white boys named Trevor have always been on the low end of the pecking order, the totem pole that is. So
if I had to guess what they're being bullied for, probably not owning GTA 5, not playing Fortnite, not being able to do any epic Fortnite dances, not knowing the names of more than one SoundCloud rapper, and being broke. That one never changed.
Well, that's never changed. No,
that one's never going to change. If you're broke, someone made a joke about the 1990s bully traveling through time to an elementary school in the current year. He'll shake people down for lunch money, and people will be like, broke ass. The same economic concerns probably don't apply, but
because all the kids are doing tap to pay. They don't got change on them anymore.
What did you
mean lunch money? What about Montezuma's whole thing down there? There's a whole cliffside village there.
Yeah, mostly California.
California is technically a desert. So why are you talking shit,
Vegas?
Malcolm?
Well, I mean, listen.
What about fucking the entire Middle East?
Of course, Robert here is talking about holes. That's all he's interested in right now.
When did I bring up holes, Harper? Can you tell me to my face when I
If you have holes, please message me at bucknic on twitter.com. Tell me your trench coat size, and I will send you my address. I'm glad you asked, Robert. Here at Cave Creek and the Black Mountain Freeway, there's a tattoo shop in a little side complex strip mall where you can get a free tattoo if you renounce all belief in the Holy Spirit. And they like to believe that they put the mark of the beast on you. They laugh when they do it, but I've seen the gleam in their eyes, and it's nothing short of inhuman.
Do they pick the tattoo, or can you just get anything done? You're like, oh, you've always had like a dream tattoo of like, I don't know, whatever. Like, just like, oh, it's a little shamrock or something.
I don't know, Malcolm. Jesus is my savior.
What if you like ask them to tattoo a cross on you?
Well, I mean, that would be doubly ironic. A, because you had to renounce God to get the tattoo, and B, because you're not supposed to get tattoos if you're a Christian.
I thought that was just for like Jewish people weren't supposed to have tattoos.
No, it's like in Leviticus. It says you're not supposed to give yourself cuts to remember the dead or tattoos.
Well, it's part of the thing in terms
Those
of
seem like two separate items to me.
They're separate items, but like tattoos in its original, it was just like creating scars. It just ink came in there at a certain point.
I guess there's those people that do the like the burn.
So what you're saying is the really irresponsible adult with a lot of dead pet tattoos, she's going to like Uber hell?
No, just, not heaven. I guess that would be the thing.
There is like limbo is not hell. It's just an okay part of hell that's still bad.
But what if it before your death?
I don't pretend to know.
Or before you're buried.
The books tells you, Harper. Tell us.
Which book tells you that? The Inferno?
Dead. Okay, we're not going Milton on here. I'm talking about the real fucking Bible. I'm asking you where
in the book it tells you what concentric ring of hell you fall into, Robert. Not anything deeper than that.
I'm sorry, I don't listen to the Bible. I listen to the church.
The worst decision you could have made. What are you doing? Sitting there like, what is life but a big game of telephone?
See, this is why I'm not religious, is because my dad made me watch a little person alligator.
On alligators, yes.
On an alligator. That was my Sunday school.
Yeah, he's got that song, "Love is my religion," and he's just cackling while he's watching them jump across alligators.
Yeah, he just looked at me and goes, God's not going to save him if he falls.
We're counting on it.
You know what the worst part is, Malcolm, is they wouldn't have even made a stink like the Harambe case. It would have just been like dumb kid falls in alligator enclosure during a fucking gator show in Taiwan. And it's a Taiwanese newspaper, so it'd say fucking in there too.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Well, it was Thailand. But
because that's the name of the enclosure. It's the Fukin.
Not alligator. Taiwan, Thailand.
Is there a distinction between those two?
Taiwan is an island.
Taiwan's an island that China
is peninsula.
Is the land next to Taiwan?
No, it's a totally different
far away.
Okay, so China controls both of them, right?
No, they don't control either of them. China desperately
sensibly don't control Thailand. They kind of do in the same way they control Mongolia.
Pretend you're John Cena. Does China own these lands?
I believe China is a world-renowned global partner that we must respect.
That's a pretty good John Cena at the beginning. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
I can't keep
No, that was good. Why are you apologizing?
I'm apologizing for ruining it.
Yeah, you have to apologize to China for ruining it now.
Yeah. Thanks for.
I was informed.
I love it.
See, I
love
word.
it.
Lao Gama, the chili sauce.
The chili sauce. Hey, Lao Gama, sponsorship deal. Let's do it. We will take everything back we've ever said about the CCP.
So true. I will straight up turn my back on all of those lands I just found out were
human rights. What are those?
Yeah,
mines sounds like good business.
Oh, strong business.
CCP, strong business. More like see me P, if you want.
That was pretty good. Yeah,
that's a good one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, listen. I'll deny that I lost my virginity at Shenyang. 1,000 years
Shenyang doesn't exist to us. What's that?
That didn't exist.
Nonsense words.
Yeah, it's not the most glorious cultural event of the year.
I'll stop asking people to send me pictures of their feet to shenzhenironworks@gmail.com, I know that's probably a government address.
Yeah, I'll go.
Genuinely a government address.
Yeah, I'll sign up for TikTok.
Ooh,
great
yeah,
idea.
we'll all sign up for
We'll all
TikTok.
sign up for
We'll all
TikTok.
sign-
if
yeah.
Guacamole, the chili sauce, sponsors us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We'll all be on it on personal accounts, not just
Yes,
on
all
on
our
our
Wi-Fi router information should belong to the CCP.
We will
Yeah.
not use a VPN. We will not. We will just immediately. They'll be able to see our IP address.
will-
That's not true, Robert. I will use CyberGhost VPN.
Of course.
Shenzhen,
Of course.
China.
I will go and I will start. What's a thing that the China like? What's that one giant? What about
Is what
that
you'll
one? What?
You'll get a white monkey job.
I'll be like my grandpa.
Yeah, you'll go and do modeling gigs and you'll wear ridiculous outfits because the Chinese think it's humorous to see Westerners in their funny costumes.
Yeah, and then I could show up to boardrooms and like pretend to like whisper into people's ears to be like to give ideas, and then they just completely ignore me and just have me at cocktail parties.
That you'll sit up there in front of the presentation, Malcolm. Just picture this door as like a PowerPoint, Malcolm, and this is you. 国是海盗妹，tuned you the Nikon camera. 9429.
Can you
49,000 megapixels.
Harper, can you pitch me on the new Marvel movie using that same technique?
Dear her, Chengdu Hang Taimei, a black superhero.
Immediately you get kicked out of the
Everyone
office.
starts getting up.
Just kicking your ass. There's a reason they advertise. There's a reason that they advertise. Like, was it the rebrand or the reboot, Star Wars reboot that had what's his name? Like, it was supposed to be like the main character Finn, and then they just like in the Chinese fucking like poster, he's like this little dot in the upper left corner.
If you are Chinese, hit me up.
And a Chinese little person.
Oh,
The
you go
jackpot.
crazy.
That's my white whale.
It's your no,
Don't
can't
say it. Don't say
can't
that.
say it.
Don't say
Yeah.
that. You want to say
You
it.
can-
I know what you want to say.
If you're
But
not
you
allowed,
meet me at my door at Buck Panic. Send me a message and we'll get you that trench coat fitted ASAP. You and Lou Bei, who will be sitting on your shoulders.
if you don't have access to Twitter, we do have the company email, seinfuck@gmail.com. Send us an email with any leads. We'll go. Robert and I will. We'll go Columbo, and we'll figure it out for.
Do not send any more leads to shenzhenironworks@gmail.com.
They're tracking him. They are fucking tracking him. There are people outside of his house.
It was
right
fun
now.
for a while, guys, but they want the domain back.
I think
They're
we have
begging
user
for that
submission.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GoDaddy
user
is saying enough is enough.
Shenzhen wants their ironworks back. You sent me that the other day, Robert. This book title. What was it called?
The milking something ridiculousness of
Let me
it.
see, because I showed this to my friends and we had a very long debate about the kind of person who puts this on their staff picks, and it was decided that this was a joke. But Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nescasta, which is certainly not a pen
Their
name.
real name, yes.
Yeah.
A monster bait romance, and it is also the book that I shared was signed by the author.
Oh, well, that's just extra value. The on the cover there is an AI generated image of a mantar with what appears to be tidy whities on. I'm not sure if
I don't
it
think
could
he
be just the
doesn't
milk
look like
basin.
he's. I think that's just the milk can that he's.
It's the
that we're
milk
seeing.
can that he's holding. And
Just
there's
like
a woman
we're all
with,
covering his junk.
they're spilling the milk on her leg is the funny thing, and
And it was one of those giant milk pails.
begs the question: who's getting milked? This woman with huge tits or the giant, extremely buff mantar?
The mantar.
It's got to be the Mantar.
I think there's a little of both going on here because that milk is suspiciously viscous.
Oh, we should also. Do you want to Have you two read what the description of Morning Glory Milking Farm?
Please do. Please read that, Malcolm.
I didn't.
All right.
I didn't.
And by the way, it's book 1 of 5.
Yes.
The Morning Glory cinematic universe, of course. How could I?
Before you read it, though, just the funniest bit, the reason I shared the image was because that insanely fetishistic book was a staff pick at a bookstore. That's what it was.
That's what they're saying is that it's
Megan
probably
a freak.
prank, right? Yeah,
It has to be.
My ad is at Buck Panic.
Panic. Stop sending your milking fetish porn to Shenzhen Ironworks.
I'm not going to answer.
Please, he's too inundated with offers.
So Malcolm, real quick.
Yeah.
Tell us read for us the description of Morning Glory Milking Farm or Parlor or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so it's Morning Glory Milking Farm, Cambric Creek, sweet and steamy monster romance book 1 of 5. It goes, Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated and drowning in debt, on the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef with the manly meaty endowments to match. Hands-on work with Minotaurs isn't something Violet ever considered as a career option, but she's determined to turn the opportunity into a reversal of fortune. When a stern, deep-voiced client begins to specifically request her for his sessions at the farm, maintaining her professionalism and keeping him out of her dreams is easier said than done. Violet is resolved to make a dent in her student loans and afford name brand orange juice, and a one-sided crush on an out-of-her-league Minotaur is not part of her plan.
Stop.
Unless her feelings aren't so one-sided after all.
CM Niscosta, I know what you are, and you need to stop playing those games. Put them down and go outside. Go to a bar, not a milk bar. Go to a bar and talk to whoever you want, but get off the Cloud Meadow. Get off the Breeders of Niflheim. Get off Newgrounds. Get off away
those.
from the games.
Find someone you actually like that isn't three-dimensional or that isn't made out of pixels.
And you disgust me because when I look inside you, I see my reflection. And that's why you should hit me up at Buck Panic on Twitter or at Seinfuck@gmail.com. Don't send it to Shenzhen Ironworks.
Oh man, I just should know that it has 13,000 global ratings on Amazon. That book does. I
think we should pick it up. I think we should read it.
Seinfuck
one of our episodes
Club.
will just be reading it.
My favorite is the top one.
Once we give up on this whole thing, we'll just start reading the milking farm. Morning milking farm.
There's like multiple reviews where people just go, women are just like, I want to work on the milking farm. Like, please.
Yeah, bitch, you basically do anyway. Okay, let's get real. Wake up. Do you have a job? No? That's funny. Your partner does. What do you do all day? You read Morning Glory Milking Farm and write reviews for it on Amazon.
Yeah, I do want to say this review is a 5-star review from Lynn. And it just goes, can a book about being paid to give handjobs to Minotaurs be described as wholesome? Because if so, this one fits the bill. Once you get past,
nasty bitch, it can't.
You're jerking off Minotaurs.
By the way, women read this shit in public, like on trains and shit.
I respect them for it.
Like other women see them and they're just like, you go, girl. No, bitch, stop reading Train in public.
Yeah, imagine if I like just sat on like a fucking subway and started reading like old Playboys. People would rightly call me a
They'd be
menace.
like, that's a nasty pervert on that train. But you read Morning Glory Milking Farm as a woman on the train, and they're going to be like, you go, girl. That's empowering to read that pornography in broad daylight.
My favorite
I do it, I get sent to prison.
There's part of it was just like, don't be put off by the milking imagery. The fluid descriptions were not as graphic as I feared.
As you wanted. You want to say as you wanted.
The
as you wanted them to be.
fluid descriptions.
Yeah.
This is a source filmmaker artist commenting this for sure. I'll tell you how I know, because they cannot nail the viscosity of source filmmaker cum. They tried.
They've really tried.
It behaves like hydrophobic fluid.
Also, do you want to know the name of the Minotaur?
No.
Of course.
It's Rorik.
All right. That's enough.
Pack it in.
There's not a joke to be made. That's just a bad name. It just sucks.
This is a user submission from someone who would like to be known as Jules. Hi, Jules.
Hi, Jules.
Hello, Jules.
Their song recommendation is Darker Side by David Kushner. What?
Wait, is that that's a singer? You can be a singer with a good song and call it and be named David Kushner?
Just sounds like he's related to Jared, and that's why.
Is he related to the Kushner family, or is
that
he
would
just,
be really funny?
Kushner
is a very common name. It's not like everyone who's named.
But you have
Kushner.
to stop. You have to. It's like I seen someone with the last name Doan CC'd in one of my work emails the other day, and I was just like, I really want to ask if he's related to Shane, but I won't, out of respect for this possible member of the Doan tribe.
The Doan familia.
So, it's not like you've seen someone with the last name Kakanainen, right? So,
unfortunately, Dave Kushner is not related to the Kushner family. It's just a different.
Good for him. Good for him.
So good for him. He's got a. So what was the song that was recommended?
It's Dark Side. One word. David Kushner.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, good for him.
We'll listen to it, Jules. Well, when we get a moment, we'll listen to it. Thanks, Jules.
He can reclaim the name. If his music's good enough, he reclaims the name.
Reclaim the name. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jules, the actual question Jules wanted to know was, when is the last time you guys each got naked in nature?
Oh.
Let's see. What do you consider in nature? Do you like my apartment complex swimming pool last Saturday? Would you consider that?
I don't think that counts as in nature.
No, that's not nature.
That's not in nature. I'm thinking camping trips, desert forays. Maybe naked in nature. Like,
it would have to have been when I was a kid camping, because I honestly can't think. Oh, I lost my shorts in the ocean one time.
Oh, that counts. That counts.
That counts.
I think I was
very much
teenage years, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
So perfect age for getting humiliated at the beach.
Yeah, I'm sure the lifeguards were not creepy about it at all.
Well, I have a very small penis. No one was looking at me.
I flew under the radar.
Yeah. They said, that young girl, look away. That's so
look away.
Look away. Ken's coming out of the
he's
water.
He's got an innie, not an outie.
Oh, that's brutally mean.
If you want to see it, please please hit me up on Twitter at BuckPanic or email Seinfuck@gmail.com.
Stop sending it to Shenzhen Ironworks.
We begged you. All right. All right. It's going to bounce. The email will bounce at a certain point. All right. We're losing ground. All right. The lawyer's fees alone. We have to produce multiple episodes.
Badgers constantly emailing me at my private address instead of ShenzhenIronworks@gmail.com.
I think my lawyer's using Google Translate to talk to the other side.
You feel me?
It's the you feel me that gets me. When was Harper, he's got some shorts that got taken away into the current. Malcolm, do you remember the last time you were naked in nature?
I jumped into a lake naked when I was like 17, I want to say. Like,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of those like we're doing it. Like I don't.
We're doing it. We're fucking this lake.
Yeah. No, it was just like a nude swim. It's the one and only time I've ever really gone like any sort of like skinny dipping. Like that was sort of like, and it was like kind of a quick like do that, and then it was just like I kind of had my my swim trunks like in my hand.
Oh, so you like baby stuff. You were just like, I don't want anyone to see my little bum bum.
Yeah, I'm not a big nature guy in the sense that I've like never like, I'm alone in the woods, but time to jack off. Like, I'm more of like, listen, I got to pee on my cat to save it from the coyotes.
Exactly.
In the privacy of my own home.
Why are coyotes in your house? It was an inside cat.
What is the lowest amount you would take to jerk off in the woods, like in a camping ground situation?
Free.
Free? That okay? I want like $20.
Jerking off in the woods. It's freeing. It's
Let's see if you get cell phone reception for the
It's just like, Robert must be shitting behind that tree. I'm like, oh yeah.
I need to be reimbursed for either the magazine that I have to buy or
reimbursed,
or for the like any data I'm using to like watch so I can like really get it.
You weren't grandfathered into an unlimited data plan?
What the fuck?
I know I have unlimited data. I want maybe if someone paid me my cell phone bill that month, that would be a nice a nice reward. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Malcolm, when are we gonna go up to Stanley Park?
Jerk off at Stanley Park. What is that? Let's do it. Well, yeah, that's what I do on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night.
Yeah, you have to be
off in Stanley Park.
I'm doing it and it feels so right. I'm jerking off.
Stanley Park.
Jerking off in Stanley Park.
Ooh, that was good. Put a little stank on it, man.
Oh yeah.
Stanley Park. Jerking off in Stanley Park.
We're chucking it in Stanley Park.
Oh, he's jerking.
He was a jerking it in Stanley Park. You have to be careful where you jerk off at Stanley Park because you don't want to do it on the seawall. You don't want to be too close to the pool that's there. You gotta find
areas. It's barely nature.
Park it's more like a community center, but
there's a highway that cuts right through it.
There are like wooded areas where you could, like Lost Lagoon. You can get lost.
Ostensibly,
yeah,
but you just have to be careful around the dead homeless people that hang out there.
Well, who do you think I'm jerking off to? Jerking off on.
Ain't nothing but me and the trees and the breeze when I
and that one dead homeless guy.
Jerking off in Stanley Park. Ooh,
yeah. Sing it, girl.
That fucking rock. It's a single.
It's the new single dropping. If any listeners want to edit that and turn that into a real song, I will pay you money.
Please send your inquiries to @BuckPanic on Twitter or Seinfuck@gmail.com. Please do not send your inquiries to @gmail.com.
I swear.
I am still sorting through so many feet pics. I don't know where your message is.
I can barely see my lawyer's correspondence.
Yeah, I'm constantly behind on my lawyer's correspondence.
I have unpaid fees to the tune of $10,000.
I'm trying to resell your feet for that money, and it's not cutting it.
Is it difficult? Will I do it? Yeah, if it gets the lawyer paid, I got him on retainer.
Listen, I have to take money from other feet pics that I'm selling and then use that to pay off the people that I'm buying the feet pics off of.
And then I have to borrow money to then leverage those feet pics.
Yeah, to link with those. Yeah, so that I can gain more money.
Liquidate those feet pics so that we can leverage it on another feet pic forum.
It's really simple for you. Have you ever seen Uncut Gems? I'm doing that with feet.
Listen. I'm the Bernie Madoff of feet pics.
I think I wasn't actually that old. I think what had happened was, I know that I was like I had to take off my pajama bottoms in the middle of the campground. And it was like, I think either the dog peed on me or there were ants or maybe there was both. But I was like 19 and I
thought this was going to be a real like story about something that happened to you when you were 8.
No, I was a full ass adult, bottomless in the middle of a campground in like the middle of the mountains, and I was freezing.
Okay, and that's it. That was the last.
That's it. There was nothing like you could. I know you're used to me telling you like insane shit.
You were like the yogi. You were yogi burying it. Like you were just like I don't know.
Yeah, I was in the 1,000 acre.
Oh, sorry, poo. Does Yogi Bear have
Yogi Bear?
Yogi Bear has a tie.
And a hat. Yeah, Yogi's got a hat and the collar.
I mean, that is Yogi Bear in it is kind of more sexier than Pooh Bear.
Yeah, I guess it's a thing.
Halloween costume, bro. So easy. Oh Malcolm,
fuck.
You're a genius.
You're real good. Real good.
I guess both Yogi...
We're great at the orgy.
Both Yogi Bear and Winnie the Pooh both are bottomless.
Well, Yogi's technically topless, is he not?
Yeah, he just has the tie, right?
He's got a tie and a collar. And a collar and a little green hat.
Robert. You're taller than Robert, Malcolm.
I am,
so you can be Yogi. And Robert, you go as Boo Boo. You go as Boo Boo with a little blue tie on and nothing else.
Hold on.
Perfect.
Is Smokey the...
And I'll be Ranger. I'll be Ranger.
Smokey the Bear has pants.
Yeah, that's the thing. Smokey the Bear opposite. He's wearing jeans with a belt buckle and is shirtless.
Gay icon Smokey the Bear, absolutely.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
He's on the cover of some of those romance novels, like that, like all those shifter things that women are obsessed with.
I just want to say, I think this episode has been cute and surprisingly wholesome.
My dog wants to go for a walk, and